This is Casey Glass for Worship Synths, and I'm going to record a quick tutorial on side chaining pads or other things inside Mainstage or Logic. And if you hear some noises from the kids, it's Labor Day. So happy Labor Day to those of you in the States. To those of you elsewhere, this is the day that we don't work, I guess. So anyway, here we go. I have kind of a simple Mainstage template open. I just have a pad here, which is actually one of Abel's pads. And we're going to look at side chaining some compression so that we can get that pulsing sound. So right now this is all we've got right here. So it sounds lovely and angelic. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we need to create the source of the sidechain. This can be anything that has an audio output. And so to make it easy, we are going to use the Ultrabeat plugin. And what we're going to do here is, I'm going to drag this out of the way of my video window. Let's just go ahead, and I already have some patterns programmed here, so we're going to go down to one that I don't use. And we're going to go down to the full view, and you'll see we have the different sources here, and we'll use kick 2 maybe. Want something good and thumpy. There we go. Kick 1 is good. So we're just going to program and pattern in. And we'll make the total length of the pattern only 8. So that's what it'll play. And turn the sequencer on. And it's a little bit fast. Let's make those 8th notes. There we go. Nice. Alright, so now we have a pattern in this Ultrabeat channel, and actually the other thing we're going to do is we're going to throw some compression on this so that we get a nice, ideally we want almost kind of a square wave. So let's turn it on. You can see the gain reduction here. We'll give it some makeup gain so that it's nice and loud. Super. So you can see it's very clicky now. It's almost a square wave on and off, so that's good. And instead of auto release, we'll really let it breathe there. Okay, all right. So we're done. Now we don't want to send this to the audio outputs. We never want to hear this. So instead we're going to send it to a bus under the output here. We can pick any bus. Let's use 20. So I'll remember it. And then we're going to add compressor over here. And this is where this little part comes in. So we have the sidechain source, and then we have a gain adjustment on the sidechain. So we can change how loud we want that sidechain to seem to this compressor. So normally in a compressor, the way it works is the source signal is also the thing that is triggering the compression. That is how compression usually works. But there's a number of cases where sometimes we want something else to trigger the compression. The most common thing is to use the source itself after we did something to it. So a de-esser is a compressor that has an EQ between the source signal and the sidechain that emphasizes the frequency that you want to compress. So a de-esser has an EQ in it that emphasizes that sibilant frequency so that the compressor will especially squash down on that. So that's an example of using the sidechain. And in this case, we're going to take the sidechain from bus 20. There it is. And we're going to apply it to the pad that we're playing. So right now, no matter what I do to this, nothing is going to change the signal. Let's get a little bit volume change, but I mean, there's nothing affecting the compression of the signal because there's nothing on. But let's turn our Ultrabeat on, which for some reason we can still hear. I'm not sure why we should not really be able to hear that. Oh, because bus 20 has been sent to an output, so let's turn that off. No output. There we go. Now we can't hear it anymore. So you can see the Ultrabeat is going, but we don't hear it because it's not going anywhere. Mainstage automatically created an output for bus 20 that we don't want, so I turned that off. But you can see that the compression is happening over here in the compressor we have on the pad. And you can hear a little bit of action there, but if we turn the ratio way up, and turn the threshold down. You can see we get that kind of compression going on there. And then this pad has an incredibly long release, so even though I stopped playing it, it's not faded off yet. And so at that point, you really just kind of mess with the settings to get the sound you want. So I raise the threshold, I don't get so much. I can play with the ratio so that we just get a little bit of a wobble. Bring the limiter in. Change the knee. It's kind of a lot of different ways that you can mess with it to get the kind of effect that you want. And it doesn't have to be ultra beat, although ultra beat is nice because you're going to definitely have hits that land right on the beat and bar for a given signal. You can load any kind of sample into the ultra beat that you want. So if we go back here, you can just empty out these guys and drop a sample into the sample well, and then you can go ahead and just load whatever kind of pattern that you want in. And so that is a nice easy way to do it. But you could use a playback plugin and route that signal into the sidechain. You could sidechain it from an actual audio signal, so you could actually take an aux out of your kick that your drummer's actually playing and route that in. So all kinds of stuff that you can do. And that's just about it. So if you have any questions, please hit me up on the Facebooks. Otherwise, this is Casey Glass for Worship Sense. Thanks.